Y'all want mic check? Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2. Hi, hi, hi. A, B, C, D, F, G. I don't know how long they or how loud they talk. Testing. 1, 2. You guys good? Hello, hello, hello. Do you love it? All right. Feeling fairly okay about it?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Every once in a while, forget. Yeah, every once in a while forget. No. Every once in a while forget, and then I'm like, I didn't turn it on. But most of the time, yeah. As soon as I'm done, it's on. It's like my first thing.
How come yours didn't make your bad internet? I couldn't download that file. Why didn't you do your thing? Really?
This is delicious. Happy. It's good for you. Probably not.
Look at water.
Good for you. Because you're in place, something's good for you. Yeah, when it's surrounding your baby, probably not.
He's just sent me the raw video he has. Everybody airdrop. Get it. ITO 651. Anyone? ITO 651? That's great. Okay, you want the video? Brandon's iPhone. How about this regular iPhone number 2 and iPhone number 7? Anybody? Christelle. He said that, I think it was number 4. Anyone else? Everyone good? Everyone got what they're looking for? Yep. Okay, now I'm ready to go.
Are you talking like this?
Are you guys ready?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
She sounds way better.
Okay.
We're good. Rock and roll. Good?
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you want my name and all that?
Sure.
Natalie Weber, Natalie Weber. I'm a public information officer with the Oregon Department of Forestry Incident Management Team 2. So we'll just start with an update on the fire this morning. There was slight acreage growth on the Nakia Creek Fire. It's now estimated to be just under 1,800 acres. That is natural growth that we expect while we're just working to get a containment line around it. We're not seeing those runs like we were seeing on Sunday, so that is really good news. Today we're bringing in an estimated 140 extra resources. So there's going to be a lot more resources out on the fire. That's going to be firefighters, aircraft, just lots of other equipment as well. Let's see. At this point, we'll wait for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's challenging having the road right here, but we'll do what we can. At this point, the weather conditions that we're seeing, it is a little bit foggy in the mornings. We're having really high relative humidity recoveries overnight, which is very helpful to the fire behavior that we're seeing. However, it does limit us when it comes to visibility and using aircraft, and so that's something that we're looking at. It's a little bit of a challenge. There are some steep ridges to this fire that has been difficult to get firefighters to, really for safety reasons. And so using aircraft in that area really does help us not only keep our firefighters safe, but do some good quick work in those areas. So as soon as we can get aircraft up, we'll definitely be doing that today and through the rest of the week. The weather outlook is favorable at this point. It is going to be a little bit warm. There's some winds in the forecast, but nothing too concerning at this point. Operational folks are keeping that in mind as they're working on their plans for the coming days and what that's going to look like as far as how those factors could impact fire behavior as well as the safety of our folks on the line. At that point, this is what we really have for updated information. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Talking about the weather, how much of the strategy is trying to get until Friday, Saturday when the rain comes? What does that look like?
Yeah, you know, at this point, the weather is really the biggest factor that we're looking at and how that's going to really impact folks on the line. We do have that chance of rain coming up on Friday, and everyone has that in the forefront of their mind, and just getting to that point, because that is going to really cause a shift in how we're fighting fire. All of that's really going to just naturally help firefighters out on the line. So making it through to that point, and through the winds and the warm sunny conditions is really the goal. It is going to present some additional challenges though as well, because that could mean just more washout on those steep terrain areas, and so keeping that in mind as we're prepping those areas right now is going to be key to make sure that we're keeping safety in the forefront of our minds.
140 more people, 380 total. What can those people do that hasn't been the last week?
Really, you know, the additional resources that we're bringing in, they're just going to build on the work that's already been going on. You know, right now our goal is really to get a containment line around this fire to keep it as small as possible as we can. And so while we're bringing in more people, that's just more hands on deck to be able to do that hard work that's out there, and get that containment line around it to keep it as small as possible.
Exactly how many new people have been brought on?
140.
What does containment look like right now, and what's kind of the outlook?
Yeah. At this point, containment is estimated to be about 5%. We're really looking to up that today as we dig more hand-lined, not only with the crews on the ground, but with bulldozers as well.
Some people might look at 380 people out here compared to around 100 last week and wonder why weren't more people brought in sooner? Could that have been an option?
You know, a lot of times when it comes to these types of incidents, it takes time to get people here, not only because they're working on other incidents, but they're just not necessarily right here in this area to be able to pick up and get here. And so it does take some time to get people here, but, you know, local agencies really did what they could to protect these communities, and that shows. You know, there hasn't been a single structure that's been lost.
How unusual is it, or maybe it's not unusual, that Oregon comes up to Washington to fight a fire?
So we are part of a compact called the Northwest Wildland Fire Protection Compact, and really what that does is it allows resource sharing between 5 northwestern states: Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, and Alaska, and 5 provinces in Canada. And it just helps us mobilize those resources more quickly, and that is how ODF was actually called to this fire here in Washington.
When was the last time Oregon brought this many men and resources up into Washington?
That's a very good question, and I'll have to research that for you.
Can you tell us about, is this kind of camp being set up right over here? Is
Yeah, so this area, we're working on setting up our camp for our firefighters. There's a lot that goes into bringing an incident management team to an area. We really just set up a whole city for those firefighters. So we have our own showers, we have our own kitchens, folks are camping out as well, finance sections, really everything that we need to be able to support firefighters and function as a team.
There's not anything that the firefighters need in terms of people who want to help.
We've been getting a lot of questions about donations. We really appreciate the support that community has been giving us. However, at this point, we really have everything that we need. We really just appreciate that support in general. If they do want to donate, the Wildland Firefighter Foundation is a great way to do that. They support families of fallen firefighters as well as firefighters who have been injured on the line. Any other questions? Okay, thank you guys. Sorry, I was like, this one.
Put it here.
Okay, you guys just want to start with update after that? So my name's Chris Skidmore, that's Chris Skidmore, and I'm a sergeant and the PIO for the Clark County Sheriff's Office. So an update from our end, I shared some updates on social media this morning talking about there's not going to be a change to the current evacuation map that was sent out yesterday. So we've been working closely with the planning section and operations section of the incident management team. And once we feel like there's appropriate risk levels, they'll start trying to reduce those with the goal, obviously, of getting people back into their homes. One of the things that we're obviously conscious about is we have dedicated Sheriff's Office assets patrolling the areas that we have designated in the evacuations to be able to protect people's property and controlling checkpoints and access in and out of those areas.
Do you have any updates in terms of the vehicle of interest you guys use?
Yeah, I spoke with the Clark County Fire Marshal's office just a little bit ago, and I shared some cell phone video that they have. So the way he explained it to me is there were some people that shot the cell phone video that you've seen on YouTube and that I've shared with you guys today, and that is a person who then saw that vehicle of interest, which they believe to be a white or light colored Subaru, possibly Subaru Forester, that had several people, 2 adults and 4 adults, 2 females, 2 males in it. And as he described it, the fire marshal described it, they were possibly shooting pyrotechnic devices, was what the person who was taking that video of the scene thought. They were also encountered by a couple other people further down the trail, and that's how they got descriptions of the number of people in the vehicle. And so they're asking if anybody else has information or possibly knows to reach out to the fire marshal's office. And I can share, I don't have the contact for the phone and email, but it was in the press release that was sent out by the fire marshal.
What trail was it? That they were on?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know which area that was from when he got that video. So I'll have to refer back to him for that one.
Have they gotten any calls from people that know anything?
Yeah, he said he has been inundated with emails and calls. I don't know if he's had a chance yet to go through and see like what the validity of some of those things are. Unfortunately, when you broadcast something that generic, that wide, you end up getting, every Subaru from here to Idaho that they think someone saw driving down the road. So.
What goes through your mind when you hear people shooting out pyrotechnics and just kind of water?
I don't know. There's a reason that it's only, they keep it open for a couple days, and I believe it was closed to burning because of the hot weather we'd have unseasonably this late in the year. So even like residential, burn piles and stuff had been restricted. And so it's just unfortunate because this is what it ends up causing.
What does the sheriff's office need to see to start bringing back some of those factors?
Yeah, for us, again, we work really closely with the incident management team. And so we kind of rely on them because they know fires, and then we know kind of some of the other pieces of it. So once they can tell us that they have a certain control level set that they have, then we'll feel comfortable about putting people back up, especially off of like Livingston Mountain and Winters and Lessard and in those areas.
With the drier, windy weather, Wednesday and Thursday, is that kind of making you guys press pause a little bit on that?
Again, it's all kind of intelligence driven. So this morning we had our brief with the team. We had a discussion afterwards about kind of like what they're looking to do, and hopefully they can accomplish some goals today. And then we'll revisit that in the morning. And so when we have the brief tomorrow morning, if it looks like they were able to meet some of their objectives on the fire line, and they're comfortable with the weather patterns, all the things that are mixed into that, then we'll definitely lift evacuations and let people get back in there.
So concern right now, what would it be?
I'm sorry.
If there's a concern for you right now, what would it be?
We still have people trying to come into the area. We've turned around people trying to go mountain biking. We've turned around people trying to go shooting. So people should know that DNR has closed that area to all sources of recreation. So the hunting, shooting, biking, or other reasons to be up there just isn't. So please keep people out of the area. That's what we're asking, the biggest thing. There should be no reason for people to be up there.
Sheriff's deputies went to many of the homes in the red zone. Were on Sunday and Monday, knocking on doors, making sure people were how many homes you actually approached?
I'm sorry, one more time with the
Do you have
traffic.
any idea how many homes you approached to alert them about the red zone evacuation?
I know that the Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue, who we had doing the door-to-door knocking, they contacted at least 600 homes. So then in conjunction with the, almost 20,000 people that were contacted through CRESA, they felt pretty good about that. The Sheriff's Office kind of more focused on going down, and we were doing PA announcements up and down when those initial zones came through in the streets affected. And then we targeted the areas with the search and rescue volunteers to go actually knock doors and do that. But I know specifically they contacted just about 600, so thank you.
That's great news that no structures have been destroyed.
Yep.
Do you know if any homes are being threatened right now?
Well, I mean, obviously the threatened level, they're still considered threatened because they're in that level 3 evacuation. So I guess I would refer kind of to the fire folks. To me, that would be they're threatened. Threatened enough that we asked them to leave, right? So I would consider any of those things that are still in that level 3 as threatened structures for it, so.
Still got 20,000 people under evacuation?
I'd have to look. I don't think it's that high anymore once we reduce that ring. I think that was that number initially when the ring got a little bit bigger, but yesterday with the update that came at 10, I don't have an exact number for what that is right now. Okay, if you guys don't have anything else, I believe we'll have one more update from them.
We do. So today we have our incident commander, Matt Howard, here to just say a few words for you guys as well.
Hey, good morning, folks. My name is Matt Howard, Incident Commander for ODF Team 2. We're real excited to be here on behalf of the Washington Department of Natural Resources and the 3 fire districts that were under delegation working on this fire. It's been a couple decades since we've had an Oregon Department of Forestry Incident Management team in Washington. And we're excited for this opportunity to help serve DNR and the community. We transitioned yesterday evening with the DNR Type 3 team. And my hat's off to those folks. They did a fantastic job setting us up for success. You should be really proud of your local office here, the coordination that I'm seeing between the DNR and the Structural Fire Service and your law enforcement agencies, and all the cooperators really have really set us up well. We've got a robust organization out there in the field right now, hand crews, dozers, engines, a full complement of wild end. They're putting in hand line, they're putting in dozer line. We've got Washington State mode resources from across the state here, focusing in on the structure protection. There are still about 222 homes in evacuation level, which is about 2,500 people right now, so it has shrunk considerably. And we're hopeful after a good day today, and Natalie updated you on the weather, that the weather is really favorable for us. And our goal is to minimize acres burned, and so folks can get back to their daily lives and get back into their homes and not be impacted by this fire. So we'll be here until the job is done, until we turn it back to the Department of Natural Resources here towards the end of the week, going into the weekend. Really looking forward to the rain that's coming in, but that's not detracting us from the work that needs to be done until then. So.
Can you tell us about, I know that since this is unseasonably late fire, about I guess the morale up there, or how the crews are doing?
Can you
I think the
come
crews,
back up to the mics?
You bet. I think the crews are doing outstanding. The morale is high. They recognize the need for them to be here. And it's about the community and the impacted community. And that gives them focus, I think, and some some satisfaction in the job that they're doing. So the crews that are here are eager, they're well trained, they're seasoned after a long fire season, and they're really the best crews that we've got for this time of year, just due to the busy fire season we've had, and they are ready to do good work.
Yesterday morning during briefing, they talked about how they felt like they had kind of a handle on the fire with 20% containment, and then obviously this weekend that was shot, and the fire really kind of took over and got control. Do you feel like with today, with these added resources, that now you guys are getting control again? And what's your concern for this week before the rain hits?
We are still at 5% containment. I do expect those numbers to go up. Anytime we have a strong east wind event, which is something we teach our firefighters every year, these gusty east winds they're so dry, they bring those humidities down, and they really drive our fire behavior. We had that a couple days ago, but we've got a little bit of offshore flow coming for tomorrow's forecast, but not nearly as strong as what we had a couple days ago. So I think we'll be in pretty good shape. I expect our containment numbers to go up. We've got a really strong contingent of resources out there. We have the incident management team here to support all those folks, and operations has a really good plan to secure this fire in the coming days.
How long are you guys here until it's 100% contained, or is that not necessarily?
We will be here, I would estimate, into the weekend. Our goal is to turn this back to the local DNR unit under their control in safe condition.
What does that look like? You're comfortable to turn it back over to the local resources?
We're working real hard right now to contain this fire, get control line as tight as we can to the perimeter, and clean up those edges and remove those hot spots. So as we meet with our agency administrators over the next couple days, we'll get a good picture of that. But we want to have this fire contained, and so there's no doubt that when we leave, the local resources have the necessary folks to keep the fire where it needs to be.
Thanks.
All right, you guys. Do you need anything else?
Starbucks, maybe.
Starbucks? Yeah, right? I know. So we're working on getting you guys up there. I know that's been a request. Today is a little bit difficult just because we're getting all of those new resources in, but we're actively having those conversations about tomorrow, if you guys are interested in that. So I can keep you guys updated on that front, and try to get you some new pictures and video today. So, cool. All right. Let us know if you guys need anything.